It has been a while. It has been a while. Finally, after looks at non-existent wristwatch, a while. Okay, this is gonna be Pyrrhix's. Oh, finally, Mr. CB's story part two, the Fading Glory arc. That's yeah, that's kind of you know what? Let's just get to it. By the way, I'm sorry, I'm very medicated right now. So
If you haven't seen part 1 of Mr. CB's history, I highly suggest giving it a watch and coming
yes, watch it, please. Please watch it. Is it okay? Let's just put it there.
back to this video afterwards. For those of you who've been waiting, I appreciate your patience. Without further delay, let's continue the story of
Here we
Mr.
go.
CB.
My wife.
After the Kika show on November 13th, 1983, Mr. CB's reputation continued to rise. The way he had run and the condition he had shown throughout the pursuit of the Triple Crown convinced many of those who had once been skeptical to fully believe in Mr. CB's unique running style. In the immediate aftermath of the Kika
That's a
show,
whale.
many people hoped to see Mr. CB enter the 1983 Japan Cup, believing it to be
Wait,
Japan's
did
first
he?
realistic chance to claim
He
victory in
didn't,
the race
right?
since its creation. In the end, however,
That's a very fast turnaround, though. Right? Yeah, like Kika shot, then Japan Cup. That's if I was, I wouldn't do that. You know, as much as like there's public pressure, probably, but bro,
his camp made the decision to withdraw from the third Japan Cup.
yes. See,
Having just completed the Triple Crown campaign,
that's too
Mr.
much.
CB desperately needed rest. The Japan Cup was scheduled only 2 weeks after the Kika show, far too little time for him to fully recover before facing the strongest horses in the world. But
Arima.
beyond that, the greatest concern was a worsening condition of Mr. CB's hooves. Mr. CB had always
Oh,
had weak hooves. Even outside of races, he constantly wore lightweight aluminum horseshoes, and the number of nails used to
oh,
fasten them was kept to an absolute minimum.
yeah. That's yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8. So -3. Limited areas of CB hooves where horseshoe nails could be placed. Shelly feet. Why hooves are so thin? Suffered from extremely thin and delicate hooves since birth, leaving very little room for nails during shoeing. Ooh, that would be a very bad time for the farrier. After the Derby, he injured a hoof during his summer break. Oh wow, this is why his team chose to skip. Yeah, I mean, even like, I think a lot of operations just skip the Japan Cup for the most part. Like if I were the connections of Love Chen, right? Like right now, Kikasho is coming in like what a couple months, and then the fast turnout for Japan Cup. Like I don't know, man. Especially with horses now are really bred for speed, like everywhere, right? Like the like this time 40 years ago, where horses are way sturdier than they are now. It's yeah. Like this is pretty just this is common sense, right? Like our horse, sure he's good, but he has issues. Why would I just risk him breaking down on a race? That would be insane. Thin hooves that bound him for life. CB shoes that supported his fragile hooves. Trainer Matsuyama, particular match his shoes. Okay, normally race shoes. Invisible shackles. Yeah, that makes sense because you never know, right?
This measure, later referred to as CB shoes, still could not fully ease the strain on his legs. Given Mr.
That
CB's
sucks.
condition, his withdrawal was unavoidable, yet the disappointment surrounding it did not remain confined to the Japanese racing world. The frustration of the foreign competitors who had come to Japan for the Japan Cup erupted at a press conference held 2 days before the race.
Major Titan. Ooh, Major Titan. That's a McQueen sire, right?
Kyoei promised the rising talent who had won that year's Autumn Tenno show was treated by overseas racing figures as though he were nothing more than a stand-in for
Ooh,
CB.
that sucks. That
So there's a
sucks.
Triple Crown
Ooh,
winner for the first time in 19 years, isn't there? If Mr. CB is supposed to be the strongest horse in Japan, why is he not here? I cannot understand it. Why? Although many respected Mr. CB's camp, being treated as a mere substitute for CB.
The thing about that is like if you're a foreign horse vying for the Japan Cup, and then you're like, oh, we want to get the best, but the best is not 100%, and decided to what we're gonna race another day because we don't want to risk it. Like you would do the same thing for the most part, right? Most likely, like another operation, another set of connections would do the same thing. Because unless you're just I guess stubborn or stupid or just don't care that you're maybe I mean there's a lot of owners like that. There's a lot of connections that are like that.
Was deeply
So
humiliating for
who
both
knows?
Kyoei Promise and those around him. Kyoei Promise's trainer, Kunio Takamatsu, restrained his anger and declared with a firm resolve, the strongest horse in Japan right now is Kyoei Promise.
Damn. Okay.
That is why this strongest horse will take on your horses.
Oh man, that's
As if to uphold those words,
oof.
Kyoei Promise ran across the turf carrying the pride of Japan on his back. If Mr. CB could not stand there as a symbol of Japanese racing pride,
He would.
Kyoei Promise would do so in his place. The moment he crossed the finish line, he had burned through the very life of his racing career.
Ooh.
He suffered a catastrophic
Wait,
injury
what?
from which he would never recover.
Wait, what? The warrior who came within reach of the world stage. There was a valiant warrior. I guess the world's finest. He faced them head on. Finished a proud second, beaten by only a head. It was a blazing run. The victory is absolutely okay. Decision was also a passionate expression of the deep wish held by everyone. Wait.
The result was second place, losing by just a head.
Wait.
Just short of Japan's first Japan Cup victory.
Wait.
Even after showing such spirit,
Wait.
suffered a catastrophic injury from which he would never recover.
Wait, did he get put down in the racetrack? Ooh. Bro ulted all the way. And just second. Well, a valiant second.
The result was second place.
That sucks, man.
By just a head.
See, if CB did the same thing, like, what are the risks for him, for his feet, right?
Just short of Japan's first
Sonera,
Japan Cup
a filly. Oh my god, these fillies, man.
victory. Even after showing such spirit and determination, the towering wall of foreign competition still stood firmly in front of Japanese racing. Even if a 10 no-show winner runs until his life is spent, is it still not enough? That sense of despair filled the hearts of many Japanese racing fans. On that day...
Wait. Beginning of CB slump. Look, the looks like I pushed myself a little too hard in the classic. I mean, that's pretty much everything. Or every horse, right? If you run to the classics, all, like, okay, in America, right? Like there's a huge issue right now. But like if you go through a campaign like that, especially it's back to back, and then a little bit of rest, and then another back to back, that is insane. That is insane. Insane schedule. Plus having foot issues. Pride of a tennis show winner, overseas journalist. I hear that the horse named CB, blah blah blah. Why does he show up? Man. Reporters, huh? Dude, that also reflects the freaking, what's his name? What's his face? In Cinderella Grey? Glasses guy? The reporter? Damn. Kyoei Promise is second. Stanera. If CB had been there, he would have won. Or if CB had been there, he probably would have won or broke down and didn't finish, right? That would be like, I would not risk that.
That sense of despair filled the hearts of many Japanese racing fans. On that day, it was the overwhelming strength of the foreign competitors that prevailed, and many people were left with the same thought. If only Mr. CB had been there. Even as the end of 1983 approached, the public still longed to see their Triple Crown winner race again. Though he had missed the Japan Cup, there was still hope that he might appear in the Arima Kinen. Yet even as the Arima Kinen drew near, Mr. CB continued to spend his days in rest.
Wait, is it that bad?
The Kinen is determined by fan voting.
It's that bad.
It seemed only natural that Mr. CB would be pushed to the top of the popularity rankings. However, Daisaku Chigira, the owner of Chigira Farm, had been watching over CB closely throughout his absence. After carefully observing the condition of his beloved horse, he made the decision to withdraw him from the Arima Keenan as well. The classic year that had begun with a dramatic chase for the Triple Crown ultimately came to a quiet close, with Mr. CB never racing again after the Kika show.
Yeah, because look at that. This is insane, right? And then a month break, and then another one, and then another race, right? And then around like a month break, and then the Satsuki show, and then like not even a month break, and then this, and then sure, long layover, but still, man,
To Daisaku,
3-year-olds
Mr.
are
CB
babies
was the
still,
foal of his beloved mare CB Queen, and a treasure beyond measure.
dude. CB. Okay, so the funny thing is, I've been playing Winning Post 10 and I've been uploading, right? This chick, she's a good horse, but I had Tesco Gabby, and Tesco Gabby would body CB Queen so much. Although I do have, I did buy her afterwards. I did buy her I have Mr. CB right now. He's actually in this classic year right now.
He
Good
simply did not want
horse.
to place any further burden on him. In Mr. CB's absence, the 1983
Lead
Arima
Hoyu.
Kinen was won by Lead Hoyu, ridden by Seiki Tabara.
Wait, look at that title. The last monarch of the Big Eight. What the fuck is that title, man? Holy shit, that's so hard. Member of the Golden Generation alongside Mr. CB and Katsuragi Ace. Though he made debut, had a landslide victory. Injuries kept him. See? It's the same thing. It's just, in a different part of his freaking career, man. Big Eight title. Oh. Final winner of Big Eight era before that. Oh, before, yeah, they reformed the whole thing. It's a graded system.
Arima Kinen was won by Lead Hoyu, ridden by Seiki Tabara. Among the horses who ran in the Arima Kinen was Meguro Titan, who finished in 6th.
Yeah.
This race would be the final run of Titan's career, after which he retired to become a breeding stallion.
Dude, wait. 27 starts, 7 wins. 1982, 8 major races, Tenno Show Autumn. Oh.
Will be the final run of Titan's career, after which he retired to become a breeding stallion. Titan would later sire Meguro McQueen, who would come to be praised as the greatest masterpiece of the Meguro bloodline.
Yeah.
Another notable name would be Dyna.
Dude, I love what Pyrrhixz does. This is so cool, man. Like it does. You do need to do a lot of reading, but man, I love this presentation.
Carl, who would place 4th in the Arima Kinen. Dyna Carl would later produce
Northern Taste.
Tony Bin, becoming the ancestor
Oh.
of great horses such as Duramente and Title Holder.
Oh. Okay.
As 1983 drew to a close,
wait, I wanna read this. Northern Taste progeny. She was affiliated. By the way, Northern Taste is not doing well for me as a stallion. Like I've been trying to breed to him, and he hasn't really given me anything. He won the Yushin Himba. Oh, so okay, yeah, that makes sense. Major Titan. He was a cult side by Major Asama. Major Asama. Where do you get these designs, Pyrrhixz? What the hell, man? Wait, so this is her. That's my boy, Major Asama. Okay, Major is second ever shield after Major Tayo. He is also said to have been one of the inspirations for grandmother. Oh, okay. That's a cool design. Oh my god. Why couldn't Kachow be like that, man?
such as Duramente and Title Holder. As 1983 drew to a close, Mr. CB continued to recover. Behind the honor of having claimed the prestigious Triple Crown title, his camp still struggled to determine the precise timing on his return to racing. In the meantime, the racing world in Japan itself.
I wonder why. Never mind.
dramatic
Does she have a braid?
In 1984,
I don't think so,
Japanese
right?
horse racing underwent a monumental transformation with the introduction of the graded stake system. Japan had operated with its own unique racing rule set. Due to the establishment of the Japan Cup, demand began to pour in that the racing world in Japan needed to undergo a historic transformation. Prior to the establishment of G3, G2, and G1 races, Japan had what was known as the 8 major races, or the Hachi Daikyo So. These races were seen as the most prestigious in Japanese racing at the time.
Wait, Satsuki. So the classics. All right. Wait, where did I watch something like this? Is this from another video of Pyrrhixz or? Because I remember like a visual like this, very similar. Was it the last CB video? I can't remember. It's been a while. Because I also asked like, why is it the Shuka show there? It's like the Satsuki show, the classics, and then two of the tiaras, and then the spring and summer. Spring summer. Sorry, I'm so spring and autumn, and then Arima, right? That's yeah. I can't remember. I'm sorry.
The grading itself was obscure, with any race outside of the Hachi Daikyo So remaining ambiguous. The question was then raised, which races actually mattered? In addition, the 8 major races wasn't inclusive of sprint races. The discussion shifted to addressing the issue as well. No big titles were present.
The funny thing is, it's kind of like reverse what's happening. Like I forgot what it's, the championship series or whatever it's called in the US right now, that they're going to implement next year. Was it? Is it going to be next year? I can't remember. It's kind of like this. There's like a series of races, right? It's kind of like that.
For the fastest sprinters. The
How the turntables.
Triple Crown was also deemed necessary. Lastly, rapid internalization was recognized. Using the European system as a model, the JRA implemented the graded stake system with the establishment of G3, G2, and G1 races.
It's insane.
Also drew attention
Ramono immediately got it.
Races, which had both originally been 3,200 meters. The Spring 10 no-show will remain at 3,200, while the Autumn 10 no-show was changed to 2,000 meters following the classic distance.
Bro, it's so funny that they made the Tenno show, right? Tenno show Autumn, they shortened it. And what was the news like earlier this year? Like the older Yoshidas were like, let's make the spring one shorter too, so that we could like focus on European races in Britain. And then the younger one from that manages Sunday is like, let's put Crown Lord in the 3,200 one, and then wins. That's still funny, man.
2,000 meters following the classic distance. With the establishment of the graded stake system, also came the Hall of Fame horse system, or the Kensho Ba. This was established to honor horses that had made significant contributions to the world of Japanese horse racing.
Wait. Bro, why is Taza... Dude, what are you doing, man? Come on.
This series of transformations from the 8 major races to the graded stake system.
This is dangerous, Pyrrhixz. You are playing with fire here.
Clearly divided the era into categories labeled as before and after this major change. It also acted to divide into categories.
Not Uma Musume, in Winnie Post, I hate this. I hate this person. I hate this with all my heart. I never won against this one. I was beaten by his son. The only way I was able to beat his son afterwards was when his son was older.
Categories labeled as before and after this major change. It also acted to distinguish a generation of misses.
Anyway, I'm sorry for the era of the 8 major races. So Tazuna, Saint Light, Haiseiko, Maru, Katsuragi, yeah.
After this major change, it also acted to distinguish a generation of Mr. CB and the new era of racehorses that would come after. If Mr. CB was the last king of the 8 grand races, then Simbali Rudolph was the first emperor of this new era.
Yeah, the thing is, dude, I wonder why they didn't implement the braid. Because he had like that yellow braid, right?
Racehorses that would come after.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because like Arima Oguri also had the braid. But,
Mr. CB was the last king of the 8 grand races, then Simbali Rudolph was the first emperor of this new era. Following Mr. CB's claiming of the Triple Crown and the development of another potential Triple Crown in the making, Mr. CB would not participate in any races in the following spring. Many fans waited eagerly to see Mr. CB re-emerge and compete against not only Rudolph, but rivals who had been blazing a legacy of their own, one of the most notable being Katsuragi Ace. Ace achieved several victories during Mr. CB's break, placing first in several races, one of which being the Takarazuka Kinen in June of 1984. This emergence of strong competitors caused excitement to grow amidst horse racing enthusiasts.
Plus, I feel like Ace is late maturing. Like he's a bit of a late bloomer. I feel like because he's had races prior, right? And he got beat. So
Eager to see their
and then he
champion,
developed.
Mr. CB, return to the turf. One question continued to burn in the back of their minds. When will Mr. CB finally return to the track? With Mr. CB sidelined, Ace had grown into the de facto leader of the 4-year-old division. In a way, fans of CB saw the same excitement in Ace.
Like this, right? I mean, I guess they gave Ace the design.
Races. As the days passed by, the time would finally come for the director of the turf
Mainichi
to make his
Okan,
return.
okay.
On October 6, 1984, Mr. CB made his return to racing after a year-long hiatus. The main cause for his prolonged
That's
rest
insane.
was due to a leg injury that he had sustained, which had taken time to fully heal. Despite the ever-growing anticipation, Mr. CB was not the favorite to win the Mainichi Okan.
Tan Oi.
Mr. CB sat as second favorite behind Sun Oi. Sun Oi had debuted at the Oi racecourse in 1982 as a 2-year-old horse. During his first year of racing, he achieved 2 wins of 3 starts. In 1983, Oi earned his first regional graded victory at the Keihin High and proceeded to...
Bro, what are these designs? Oh my god, this is so cool, man. Pyrrhixz, how do this? How do this?
Dominate the non-con Triple Crown races, winning the Haneda High by 4 lengths and the Tokyo Derby by 7. In the autumn of 1983, Oi's dominating presence only continued.
Oh, he got the dirt Triple Crown.
The Kanto Triple Crown, the Tokyo Okan Show, Oi claimed the decisive victory, becoming the Kanto Triple Crown winner. Riding this momentum, Oi would win the Tokyo Daishoten as well, besting a roster of older and more experienced horses. As 1984 began, Sun Oi transferred from the central racing scene. Fans of Oi, who'd seen him dominate the local circuit, shared one collective thought: take down Mr. CB.
Oh no.
To them, Mr. CB was a simple authority in Central Elite racing. Sun Oi, on the other hand, represented the pride of the regional circuit.
NAR
of 2 classes.
The NAR king.
Although Mr. CB remained as second favorite, the cheers welcoming his return were still overwhelming. After 11 long months of waiting, fans had not forgotten the dominating legacy Mr. CB had carved, claiming the Triple Crown. This race, unlike the chase for the Triple Crown, only yielded 9 total participants. Even with a small roster, the horses present were more than enough to stir up a fierce competition. As the race began, Mr. CB was forced to the rear, an instant move by his competitors. Though forced to the rear,
that's what he wants.
Mr. CB was all too familiar with.
That's what he wants, man.
CB's familiar charge from the rear, waited with bated breath to see the return of their Triple Crown winner. Right from the start, Katsuragi Ace shot to the front of the pack.
Yeah.
His speed was far beyond what any other competitor could match.
Damn.
Katsuichi Nishihura, Ace's jockey, had not commanded Ace to run with such vigor. Attempting to restrain him, Ace
he was too keen. He was too keen.
Creating a gap between himself and his competition. Approaching the final 800 meters, Mr. CB finally began advancing from the rear. The familiar scene began to unfold for the audience. As CB advanced, Sun Oi and Tosho Pegasus also attempted to catch Ace's leading position. During CB's absence, Ace had continued honing his racing abilities. His owner and trainer had only one goal in mind: to defeat that approaching horse. That goal being put to the test
is really strong all of a sudden.
Nishiura, hearing the roars of the audience, knew that CB was swiftly advancing from the rear.
Yeah, that's a good soundbite.
Tosho Pegasus quickly were within CB's range.
Oh shit! I don't want to look. I don't want to look back.
Katsuragi Ace. From the far outside, Mr. CB had closed the gap to the leading group, and down the final straight, Mr. CB, Ace, and Sun Oi engaged in a fierce rush.
Oh damn!
Mr. CB began to overtake the other 2. However, Ace had one more trick up his sleeve. With a bountiful reserve of strength still remaining, Ace re-accelerated, matching pace with the surging Mr.
Holy
CB
shit, look at that.
head-to-head clash to the finish.
Ooh.
In the end, Katsuragi Ace
Not
was
enough.
victorious, having defeated Mr. CB for the second time
Ooh,
in his
my head.
career.
That's a
Even
head.
in the face of defeat, fans of CB were far from disappointed with this outcome. 11 months off the track hadn't dampened Mr. CB's signature racing style.
Yeah, that's a good result.
Many rivals before. The Mainichi Okan wasn't a devastating loss to CB either, with Ace only winning by a head over Mr. CB. Of course, the victory by Katsuragi Ace also satisfied his camp as well. They'd aimed to best Mr. CB, the Triple Crown winner.
They finally
even
did.
though CB wasn't at full strength, a victory was a victory nonetheless. The team behind Katsuragi Ace finally felt that they could go toe-to-toe with such a powerful horse like Mr. CB.
This is a newspaper clipping, isn't it? This looks like a newspaper clipping. Like two of. That's insane.
In future races to come, it wouldn't be long for these two to clash.
It's like a
On October
photocopy.
28, 1984, both Ace and CB would enter the gates at the Tokyo racecourse. Yet another battle,
Hello show.
this time at the Autumn Tenno Show. The Autumn Tenno Show, much like the rest of the Japanese racing world, had undergone a major reform. The traditional 3,200 meters was reduced to 2,000.
Yeah.
This change completely redefined the race, bringing its own category down from a traditional long-distance race to a medium distance. A shift as drastic as this, of course, brought much skepticism by horse racing fans and critics alike.
By the way, I hope them pushing to make spring into this again does not happen. Because we don't like the stairs to die out, man. Come on.
The most common being the following. They shortened the distance just to let Mr. CB win.
That's dumb. How would you say that? Motherfucker won in a Kika show. Like, what? Like, oh my god, come on.
On a star horse. It's a conspiracy in the racing world. It isn't uncommon for popular horses to attract such opposition.
Yeah, that
Amidst
makes
CB's
sense.
countless fans, there were those who disliked his unconventional running style, a style the controversial jockey Masato Yoshinaga had polished. Surprisingly,
Like what happens or what's happening to Sovereignty, like the Whitney is gonna happen in a few hours, right? And everybody on Twitter is like, yeah, he's done, you know, blah blah blah. Like, dude, come on.
all those to come to CB's defense, it would be the very camp behind Katsuragi Ace. The Ace camp could not tolerate such disparaging remarks about their rival and stated the following. This isn't a reform for Mr. CB, it's a reform for our horse.
Oh damn!
With
They
that,
stepped in.
this mere claim alone acted to rebuttal those lambasting CB. Katsuragi Ace was considered a middle distance call.
Dude, it's been a while since I heard somebody use the word lambast. Man. Like, comment, subscribe to Pyrrhixz, guys.
With his race record reflecting this statement, the Autumn Tenno Show being shortened could still result in a victory for either horse. This time, Mr. CB, despite the wild accusations and judgment thrown his way, would be the fan favorite to win. CB's comeback in the
San Oi is also
Light
there
Car
again.
had raised his evaluation. The
Tootenham
crowd
King.
waited with anticipation once more as Mr. CB, Katsuragi Ace, and San Oi took to the gate. The top three favorites, and the three who had clashed in the final meters of the Mainichi Okan. As the race began, Mr. CB got off to a slow start. By now, this was seen less as a habit and more as a natural limitation. CB simply could not start any other way. Just like many times before, CB settled at the rear. Cheers erupted from the stands, the clear adoration for this style of running. At the front of the group, Kyoei Rare took the lead, followed by Super Swallow and Katsuragi Ace. As cheers erupted for CB's position, Ace seemed to grow more irritated. From his position, Ace was unable to move forward, held back by the two horses in front of him. This irritation of being unable to advance, coupled with the loud applause of the audience, caused him to lose composure. From the stands, CB's trainer, Matsuyama, noticed this change in Ace's temperament. Matsuyama, recognizing the circumstances of this situation, silently nodded, fully aware that Mr. CB could capitalize on this plunder. Ace was the most deserving horse to yield caution towards Yoshinaga. However, with Ace slowly self-destructing, he could focus solely on executing their familiar race plan. Yoshinaga simply needed to stay calm, survey the flow of the race before him, and choose the ideal moment to advance. Around the third corner, that's exactly what Yoshinaga did, commanding CB to advance forward. As expected though, the Autumn Tenno Show was filled with seasoned veterans, blocking his path. Around the final corner,
Yeah, because he's
and
heavily
into the
marked.
homestretch, Yoshinaga found the small opening, and thus a devastating kick ignited. Mr. CB surged forward, targeting the leading group directly.
Dude, he
The front
ran
ranks
them
of the
down.
pack, Ace included, were no match for CB's acceleration. One by one, they fell as Mr. CB passed them. claiming a victory for the first time since his
Hey,
hiatus.
hey, you take
Mr.
that.
CB had
You
claimed
take that.
victory by a half length over second place, but he had accomplished something far greater. His finishing time was 1 minute 59.3 seconds, a course record for 2,000 meters at Tokyo's racecourse. This wasn't only a victory after a long hiatus, it was the full revival of the Triple Crown cult. The racehorse who would charge from last to first place, the
Yeah.
revival of Mr. CB. Even with this victory, something didn't sit right with Yoshinaga. During their advance near the third corner, he noticed an indescribable discomfort in CB at the time. No one could determine what the source of this feeling was, but it lingered in the back of Yoshinaga's mind. Was there something wrong with Mr. CB? Mere weeks after CB's triumphant victory at the Autumn Tenno show, another monumental event would occur, shaking the racing world. 8 starts and 8 wins, an undefeated race record, and the Triple Crown title. The immortal.
I'm in trouble.
Symbolic Rudolph had become Japan's 4th Triple Crown recipient, a back-to-back Triple Crown from 1983 to 1984. The title of Immortal Record was also fitting for Rudolph at this time. It would be 22 years before
Deep Impact
achieved the Triple Crown undefeated,
My
with
goat.
7 starts and 7 victories. The emergence of another Triple
Wait,
Crown
what was that?
with 7 starts.
From I thought you would say she was saying something. This is such a cool art. Yeah. Contrail. Why does that's like Lucky Lilac silhouette or something?
And 7 victories. The emergence of another Triple Crown victor led to only one thought. Could it be that we'll actually see a race where 2 Triple Crown winners compete? Normally, a Triple Crown title was claimed once every 20 years. But now, these 2 horses could stand side by side.
Up till now, that's going to be so hard.
After the victory of the Kika show, the Symbolic camp would make an announcement that shook the racing world. Our next target is the
Japan Cup. That's a fast turnover.
People's dreams of seeing these 2 titans
That's actually insane.
became a reality. Surprisingly, this trajectory of Rudolph's career is completely different from what his team had initially planned.
The Japan Cup.
The Symbolic camp
Dude.
had no intention of aiming for the Triple Crown. Yuji Nohira would arrogantly comment on the team's choice.
That graphic is so 80s, man.
Stating the following: "Domestic grading is already over. There is no meaning in running in the Kika show. My goal is the Japan Cup."
That is
From the start, Yuji Nohira aimed to capture the Japan
Damn.
Cup to defeat the world's strongest contenders. The Symbolic camp even displayed Rudolph's racing capabilities in an open race the year prior to potential rivals he'd face in next year. In addition to aligning with the team's goals, there was another main factor leading to their original plan to skip the Kika show. This was both the short time between the 2 races,
Yeah, that's insane.
and ultimately, the distance.
That is insane.
The Kika show was held on November 11th at the Kyoto racecourse in the Kansai region, while the Japan Cup will be held on November 23rd in Tokyo, leaving only 12 days to recover and travel. The distance was substantial, 470 kilometers by horse van. Under the road conditions at the time, it could take upwards of 10 hours to reach your destination. While it was natural for horses to be burdened by transport, it would be ill-advised
Dude. Oh, 80s. Damn.
to train.
Now they look like there is a charm to like old designs. Like now everything's just like flat and plain and gray and white. Like this has a lot of character.
Rudolph immediately after for the Japan Cup. Doing this could risk overexerting Rudolph by imposing such a harsh training regimen. Mr.
Yeah.
CB, also having competed
Not
in
even
the
2
previous
weeks.
year's Kika show, opted to skip the Japan Cup due
Yeah.
to these exact reasons. This bold choice by the Symbolic camp ultimately led to a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. To see 2 Triple Crown horses clash on the largest stage in Japanese horse racing.
For the more Uma-centric viewers of this video in general, 12 days is insane for a turnover, right? Crazy people do this, right? For an example, most of the horses that competed in this year's Kentucky Derby didn't go to the Preakness. Only a handful did, right? And then they all came back in the Belmont. And again, it's up to the owners and to the trainers, like, discretion. But 12 days is insane. That's
Before the
just
Kika show, monthly magazine Yushin conducted a fan survey. In this survey, various fans were
the
posed two
strongest. Oh
questions.
my
Would
God,
you
it's
like
LeBron versus
Mr.
Jordan.
CB or Simbali Rudolph? The results showed a 2-1 majority favoring Mr. CB. The following question
Oh,
was, if they were to actually race face to face, who would win? This time, a 2-1 majority favored Simbali Rudolph.
the thing about this is like like pro Rudolph people would be like, oh yeah, but like assess the competition in CB's triple crown campaign, and the CB supporters are like, yeah, back at you, bitch. Dude, it's so insane. It's so good that Twitter or social media or the internet wasn't a thing back then. This would have been so much more disgusting.
Even before claiming the Triple Crown, fans believed that Rudolph would be stronger than Mr. CB. This alone defined Rudolph's powerful presence on the racecourse. In contrast to Mr. CB, whose racing style was extreme and unpredictable, Rudolph had put into practice a strategy of winning as he should, earning him a high level of regard.
And Rudolph is healthier too, right?
The team behind Simbali Rudolph was talented in their own right, but Rudolph was also seen as a highly intelligent horse, able to make crucial decisions during key points of a race. Figures who had influential voices among celebrity horse racing fans at the time, such as Kyosen Ohashi, did not hesitate to publicly
Oh my God, it's the guy that I. Wait, is it? Wait,
state that Mr. CB was nothing special. I believe Mr.
yo, what the fuck?
CB is an extremely lucky horse. For one thing, the level of the competing horses in his generation was
I
low.
just, I just said that.
Has far too many weaknesses, such as his poor start with a habit of being late more than 70% of the time, and the difficulty in controlling him due to
Yeah, and flip the coin. Flip the freaking coin.
poor bit contact. Luck likely helped
Flip the freaking coin. It's why he's good.
him during the Derby.
Wait, I want to see the graphic again. Yeah, it's the same guy. Oh my God, he's the same annoying guy. Holy crap. Kyosen Ohashi was a man of many talents who was active not only as one of Japan's leading shut up phone host and entertainer, is also a broadcast writer. Oh, critic and politician. Oh, partly of him. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
I believe Mr. CB is an extremely lucky horse. For one thing, the level of the competing horses in his generation was low. He has far too many weaknesses, such as his poor start with a habit of being late more than 70% of the time, and the difficulty in controlling him due to poor bit contact. Luck likely helped him during the Derby as well, as it became a race with 21 horses instead of a full gate of 28. He is not a large horse, nor is exceptional speed his primary weapon. Debates continued on who was stronger between Rudolph and CB. In Uma Musume, there are several training scenarios depicting fans' despair as CB's reputation begins to crumble under Rudolph's overwhelming strength and presence.
Dude, I can't wait for this new year. I need her now. I need her now. I don't have any trainees to pull. I'm gonna get Gold Ship Summer regardless because of the ticket. I need my wife right now, man.
The dream of you all. A fan meets Mr. CB and confesses his feelings. That's why I wanted you to succeed no matter what. I wanted you to become the strongest. Even in the face of this outpour of emotion, Mr. CB chooses to follow her own path, essentially stating, your opinion belongs to you, not to me. Remaining true to her beliefs and practices. Mr. CB or Simbali Rudolph, who would win in this clash of the Titans?
Damn.
Fans didn't have to wait long for this question to be answered. The fourth running of the Japan Cup was unlike anything before. Japan had not yet secured a win in this prestigious race. Mr. CB and Simbali Rudolph had been confirmed as entrants, and many people shared the same sentiment. If we cannot win this year, then when will we win? With such a strong presence by two Triple Crown winners, the Japanese racing community was brimming with confidence. 2 Japanese Triple Crown winners facing the world. This was the headline pushed by many commercial
Oh no.
outlets and media
Oh
sources.
no.
Avid fans of CB and Rudolph, in an effort to support Japan's dream further, created and displayed homemade banners. Though common in modern day, back then, acts of support like this were very unusual to see. Banners had various messages showing Japan's belief in seizing a victory, with one banner reading, "The strongest duo, 1-7,
1-7.
one bet only, Japan."
Not 6-7. Okay, I'm not gonna do that
The
joke.
1 referred to Mr. CB's starting gate, and the 7 to Simbali Rudolph's. Surprisingly, Mr. CB would be the favorite to win the prestigious Japan Cup, overshadowing the Emperor, who sat in 4th. Even with the widespread belief that Rudolph was stronger than CB, Rudolph's participation in the Kika show 2 weeks prior caused many to question Rudolph's state. To top it all off, Rudolph had lackluster training before the Japan Cup, which further pushed down his popularity. This ranking of 4th would be Rudolph's lowest placement in his entire career.
That makes
Though Rudolph's
sense.
4th favorite placement was the lowest in his career, one horse sat far lower than both CB and Rudolph, Katsuragi Ace, who stood as 10th favorite to win the Japan Cup title. Having lost to CB at the Autumn Tenno show, Ace's team had originally planned to race him in the newly created Mile Championships, which would be held on November 18th. This was the plan. However, the Ace camp could not accept ending the 18th.
I wonder what Tosho horse is, though, Tesco or whatever. This one, number 8.
Which would be held on November 18th. This was the plan. However, the Ace camp could not accept ending the season with a loss to their rival. Ultimately, they'd abandon the Mile Championship and announce entry into the Japan Cup, a stage that wouldn't only bring Ace face to face with his main rival, but against the Emperor with an undefeated race history. All these talented racers only brought more discomfort to Yoshinaga, who still hadn't shaken the ominous feeling he had while riding CB in the Autumn Tenno show. On their way to the gate, while perched on CB's back, Yoshinaga felt that something was terribly wrong. Normally, the moment he mounted CB, a fierce fighting spirit would surge up from the horse's body, but today, Yoshinaga
he doesn't want to fire, huh?
None of this made sense.
I think he didn't fire, right? In Japan Cup?
CB was in good condition. Everything should be fine. Even with these thoughts that should reassure him, Yoshinaga couldn't shake this feeling. Even so, something is wrong. As a jockey, nothing is more unnerving than the inability to identify your horse's discomfort or unease.
Yeah, that's true.
As the fanfare played, Yoshinaga had to focus. This was the biggest stage in Japan's horse racing circuit, amidst some of the world's strongest contenders. A chance to not only show the world Mr. CB's strength once more, but also claim the first Japanese victory at this race. And so, the race began. As the gates flew open, Mr. CB settled at the rear, a move that fans were all used to seeing at this point. Leading the charge was Katsuragi Ace, who confidently kept the lead with his now fine-tuned front-running style. Everyone waited for the other to make a move, and there was no room for error on such a grand stage as this. Japanese horses in the mid-pack kept a close eye on the foreign horses surrounding them, and the overseas competitors kept a close eye on the 2 Japanese Triple Crown winners. Both sides watched the other.
Oh my god, nobody's marking. Dude, Ace is...
CB continued to hang in the back. Just like the Tokyo Yushun, he stayed in last place seemingly motionless.
Yeah.
Some spectators wondered, is Mr. CB trying the same tactic? Cutting through the center of the pack? This wasn't a spectacle of CB's power waiting to unfold. This was the very thing Yoshinaga had. This wasn't a spectacle.
Dude, look at that. They're so spread out. They're so freaking spread out.
Spectacle of began. Despite Mr. CB's explosive acceleration,
I'm just gonna wait.
Slim that he'd be able to overcome the ground lost from his last place position.
Yeah, there you go.
Mr. CB was 20 lengths behind the leading horse, Katsuragi.
Yeah.
Trailing jockeys.
He need to do some minded bird shit.
Could not understand what Yoshinaga was thinking. Where was this explosive power that Mr. CB was so feared for? Yoshinaga came to a grim realization. Mr. CB simply was not responding.
Yeah, he's not gonna fire.
So many times before was completely gone. A lack of fire to push forward.
There's no trigger to pull.
Was exactly the same as when he
that
rode
sucks.
CB in the Autumn Tenno show. Yoshinaga had to urge CB to push forward, and luckily, that's what allowed him to claim a victory before. This time, on the grand stage of the Japan Cup, CB did not respond. The powerful charge that began at the third corner never came. All the eyes on CB and Rudolph had opened the door for another horse to shine, a horse who no one had marked, a horse overlooked by the masses. Katsuichi Nishihara, Ace's jockey, recognized that no one was paying attention to the 10th favorite of the Japan Cup. Historically, frontrunners had been destroyed in previous years, so Ace went widely unnoticed even with his leading position. This lack of urgency to mark Ace, ultimately, would be a fatal flaw.
Yeah, because like everybody knows, like even then, that the pace setter is always going to be gobbled up after the final stretch, you know. So unless you're a special front runner, right, like Suzuka or Kida-san, right, or even Pantalasa is up there too. Like they usually get gobbled up and they just die in the back. But yeah, they were so I would have like, hey, like 2 triple crowns, am I right? Of course I'm gonna be marking those 2 instead of like the guy in front. Like, that guy's gonna die when I run out of stamina. But then
By the time
this
competitors
happens.
realized they had
It's
to
too late.
chase immediately, the race was already entering its final phase. As competitors entered the
I mean, they
home
did
stretch,
catch him though.
Symboli Rudolph, Bedtime, and Majesty Prince all launched an aggressive pursuit to catch Ace.
But yeah, he's
All the
trying.
while,
He
Mr.
was
CB
urging.
remained motionless at the rear. History was made that day. Not by the CB Prince all launched an
Yeah, he was
aggressive
urging.
pursuit to catch
Yeah, he was
Ace.
whipping.
All the while,
He's not
Mr.
firing.
CB remained motionless at the rear. History was made that day. Not by the immortal emperor, nor the director of the turf. Not by a foreign name, or a major favorite.
Yo, wait! It's the same announcer as today. I mean, now. Wait, I'm so sorry, dude, but
By a foreign name, or a major favorite.
it is the same guy. It's the same English commentary. How old is that guy? I'm so sorry, guys, but
A massive upset.
it's the same
No
guy.
horse, and no elite foreign star.
I'm sorry, I want to see the race now this time. Yeah, he held on. Like, they caught him, but he held on. Yeah, they couldn't catch him in time. Dude, Okabe was really, like, urging Rudolph. Holy shit, look at this. Look at Okabe. Oh my god. Go, go, go. Not enough. Damn.
Majesty's Prince back behind that field was Kiwi, who ran a gallant race. Then a gap in the field to Strawberry Road.
A massive upset.
He sounded
No
young too.
triple
Of course he
crown
is.
horse,
This is
and
40
no
years
elite
ago.
foreign star. It would be the very horse who everyone had looked over.
1984.
Katsuragi Ace, who would cross the finish line first. Ace had made history on Japan's grandest stage, and sadly, Mr. CB would end this race in a devastating 10th place. Though
10th.
Rudolph didn't see his victory,
Shit.
the fighting spirit was still clearly displayed
Bedtime.
to the audience. For Mr. CB, it was the exact opposite. Following the crushing defeat of the Japan Cup, Mr. CB's team shared one common concern. At this rate, we won't be able to win any upcoming races.
Yeah.
Yatsuhisa
Because what's
Matsuyama
wrong?
had always watched over Yoshinaga's riding style without objection. However, witnessing the rise of Katsuragi Ace and the emergence of Symboli Rudolph, Matsuyama began to believe that Mr. CB's fundamental tactics needed to be reassured for future races. While Matsuyama deliberated on how to move forward, Yoshinaga remained haunted by this loss. His usual strategy of waiting at the rear and launching a final attack near the home stretch was merely a desperate attempt to compensate for Mr. CB's slow starts. There was no doubt that this was a tactic Yoshinaga was skilled at, but had there been another option, Yoshinaga was certain he would have not adopted this high-risk strategy. The defeat of the Japan Cup left a dreadful feeling in its wake for everyone in the CB camp. Yoshinaga, the jockey who defied all odds only a year prior, was left with one thought lingering in the back of his mind. I wonder if, at this point, Mr. CB can even follow if we change our approach.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like if he's not poor in breaking out of the gate, and he can like just kind of like Rudolph stay in the middle, when business picks up in the final corner, imagine that kick. That would be insane. But he's bad at the gate, so
There was
and having ridden the horse for like what at this point 2 years, a full 2 years, I guess, and you're just used to the same tactic over and over and over again. Like eventually you're gonna get caught up, right? Like people will catch up, people will figure you out. It's kind of like it's kind of like for MMA fans, it's kind of like back in the day when Ronda Rousey was so unstoppable up until that Holly Holm fight when Holly Holm just boxed the shit out of her, right? Like amazing takedown defense to just block that judo throw and that submission attempt and just box her in her face, right? Like after that, she just crashed, right? Like an amazing athlete like that, amazing fighter gets gets figured out, and like there's no there's no like evolution afterwards. That might have happened here too, right? Because like if you're stuck in that mindset, that's I mean you can't blame the jockey though.
little time to wallow in defeat, and one sudden announcement would bring these three legends to the turf once more. Katsuragi Ace's team
Oh, Arima
announced their
Kiden.
participation in the Arima Kinen, and following this race, Ace would retire. Simbali
Oh,
Rudolph's team, who originally planned to take a rest following the Japan Cup, could not take this news lying down.
bro, dude, Rudolph's classic year was insane. Holy shit.
They were determined to ensure the score was settled. Similarly, CB's team shared the same sentiment. We cannot finish without challenging Ace and Rudolph. With these
Yeah,
sudden
but
entries, it was certain. The Arima Kinen would display a clash between two Triple Crown winners and the Japan Cup champion. On
yeah,
December 6, 1984, the audience once more would see these three legends race head to head.
that's not a lot.
This time, Mr. CB was second favorite behind Rudolph.
Wait, Majuro Seaton, Sakura Gaisen, Tosho Pegasus. I know that name, kind of.
Even with
Dinah
the upset of
Carl.
the Japan Cup,
That one too.
Katsuragi Ace still fell to third place under CB. A clear
Wait,
sign
isn't
that
Dinah
fans still
Carl?
held hope in a victory. The Arima Kinen would also be where a new strategy would be
No, no, no,
tested
no,
for
no.
CB to utilize. This time, let's try starting from the middle of the pack. Matsuyama truly believed that this could help
Dude, I just said that. What the
CB gain an edge over his competition. However, it would still not be enough to claim victory. Mr. CB positioned himself mid-pack from the middle of the race, and began advancing earlier than normal. Despite this development, he was boxed in, leaving his path blocked. Due to this, he could not break through as he usually would. It was a sad realization, but the race unfolded exactly as many spectators had expected. Katsuragi Ace leading and Simbali Rudolph pursuing. Dinah Carl would
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's where I thought. Yeah. I'm so sorry, guys. But where is it? Where were
break
we?
through as he usually would. It was a sad realization, but the race unfolded exactly as many spectators had settled. Similarly, CB's team shared the same sentiment.
Yeah, there we go.
We cannot finish without challenging Ace and Rudolph.
Dinah Carl.
1980 time, Mr. CB was second favorite behind Rudolph. Even with the upset of the Japan Cup, Katsuragi Ace still fell to third place under CB.
50.
A clear sign that fans still held hope in a victory. The Arima Kinen would also be where a new strategy would be tested for CB to utilize. This time, let's try starting from the middle of the pack. Matsuyama truly believed that this could help CB gain an edge over his competition. However, it would still not be enough to claim victory. Mr. CB positioned himself mid-pack from the middle of the race, and began advancing earlier than normal. Despite this development, he was boxed in, leaving his path blocked. Due to this, he could not break through as he usually would. It was a sad realization, but the race unfolded exactly as many spectators had expected.
Rudolph? Is it
Katsuragi
Rudolph?
Ace leading and Simbali Rudolph pursuing. All
Yeah.
the while, CB struggled to catch up, losing by 1.5 lengths. This
Third.
defeat only further dampened Yoshinaga's
That
confidence.
sucks.
His bold running style had been entirely changed, and as a jockey, he had no idea how to utilize this new tactic so suddenly. When interviewed following the race, Yoshinaga wearily commented, I didn't know how to ride.
Yeah, but then again, like you would like say maybe that, well, it's the first race when we adjust it, right? We can do like it's gonna feel natural the next one, but then again, you have a horse that's not really fully healthy, always has, issues. So you really don't have that luxury, right?
Compared to Ace and Rudolph, who continued to hone and sharpen their abilities, Mr. CB was now unable to perform with his signature running style. To
Yeah.
Yoshinaga, one thing was painfully clear. Both Mr. CB and himself were an extremely clumsy pair, horse and jockey alike. When 1984 coming to a close, Mr. CB was seen as nothing but a shadow of the horse he once was, a mere afterimage following a career of major upsets and displays of grit and strength. He was a far cry from the horse he once was.
And for more Uma sided people who's gonna watch this, that is normal. I just learned that. I learned that pretty early that people would be on a horse and they would be such huge fans, and then once that horse starts to not win or have a slump, they're gonna like, yeah, that guy's done. But then again, there's a lot of factors, right? There's a lot of factors that you got to consider. Like, again, with CB, it's his health, right? It's his health and his inability to improve breaking out of the gate, right? You can also think maybe, is CB, did he peak early? Was he early maturing, right? Right, like what I said earlier, Katsuragi A seems to be like a late maturing horse where early on he was kind of okay, and then he got better and better as he raced. So there's a lot more, right? The jockey's psyche, everything. There's so many things to consider.
As 1985 began, the Mr. CB camp
That's why
continued
it's
to struggle
insane.
with finding
Some
their
people are
foundation
weird
once more.
sometimes.
Katsuragi Ace's retirement and their defeat in the Arima Kinen left the team yearning for a victory.
Holy
This would lead them
rain.
to enter CB in the Sankei
Oh,
Osaka,
Osaka
High
High.
on March 31st, 1985. To restore the long-forgotten sensation of victory, they used this race to proceed to their ultimate target, the Spring Tenno Show. One thing the team could take from this experience was the fact that CB seemed to have more fighting spirit
Yeah.
in this race. His acceleration was reminiscent of his time chasing the Triple Crown. Despite this step in the right direction, ultimately, things did not proceed so easily. Mr. CB was defeated by a horse
State
many
Jaguar.
fans saw as inferior. State Jaguar, jockeyed by Seiki Tabara, had beaten Mr. CB by a nose. On April 29, 1985, Mr. CB would take to the racecourse once more for the Spring Tenno Show.
Oof.
3 consecutive defeats at the Japan Cup, Arima Kinen, and Osaka High
Ooh.
were gradually creating a sense of resignation among fans who had once cheered Mr. CB to the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
For many, they shared the common sentiment. The era of CB is over. Mr. CB had been an anomaly in the racing world at the time, a rare star who appeared in the central racing world after the TTG era, a period where no major stars were present. CB had captivated many with his unique riding style. However, the voices that once praised CB began to decline, their opinion of him becoming increasingly harsh.
That's
I
understandable.
don't want to see this CB. If he can't win, just retire. When CB had been winning, Yoshinaga had received universal praise. Now it was the exact opposite.
Criticism.
Fans' voices turned to a storm of ridicule and reproach.
Yeah.
Yoshinaga was a taciturn, craftsman-like man. He unfortunately did not respond lightly to criticism. Despite the mass wave of negativity towards the CB camp, Yoshinaga remained silent.
Dude, imagine. Can you imagine if this was today? The people on YouTube, on Twitter, on Reddit. Holy crap. It would be so much unbearable. It's a good thing that this guy didn't live to today.
Quietly drowning in his own self-doubt about
That would be
CB's
so much harder for him.
performance. The odds for the Tenno Show reflected the public sentiment clearly. Mr. CB sat
Or
as
be
second
in this
favorite
era, I
behind
mean.
Simbali Rudolph.
Before
Even with
anybody
Rudolph's
misunderstands what I
dominance over
said.
the other competitors, the odds still made it clear there was a lingering
Goldway.
expectation for Mr. CB. Mr. CB
Wait,
hung
Major
in the rear
Motsini.
from the race's start, and suddenly began surging up the middle
Huh.
of the Kyoto Hill. He did so with full drive, just as he had done during the Kika
Yeah,
show.
Kika show.
For a moment, the audience was filled with a wave of reminiscence. It was as if Prime Mr. CB had returned. In reality, this action was a move of pure desperation. Yoshinaga acknowledged Rudolph's immense strength and had discarded his unique riding style. Urging CB forward, he eventually overtook Rudolph, leading the group as they began to descend. Yukio Okabe, Rudolph's jockey, didn't take this as a threat whatsoever. Before the race began, he had commented, "This time, I'll catch CB in the straight and show him." Okabe had anticipated
Holy
CB
shit.
would take this surprising lead, fully intent on destroying CB in the home stretch after engaging in
That is brutal, man.
a grand spectacle for all to see, the defeat of one Triple Crown by another. For many of you who are familiar with this series, this normally would be the point where a tremendous victory would be seized. A decisive action by
That's insane, though. They're going head to
and a
head.
rebirth of CB's fighting
I love
spirit.
when that
A
happens.
perfect ending to this chapter of CB's life, after so much hardship in his senior year. Unfortunately, for Mr. CB, his story does
Yeah,
not
it's
end
not a
so
tail
happily.
thing.
Throwing everything away, Mr. CB made a last gamble down the final straight. Exhausting all his stamina, he rapidly lost momentum and was easily overtaken by Rudolph. One by one, competitors began to pass him.
Yeah,
There was no trace left between Rudolph and CB.
he emptied his gas sack for good.
Nothing but a complete and utter defeat. Following the Tenno show,
Fifth.
Mr. CB's team had hoped to continue racing,
No.
seeking a rematch with Rudolph. This bout of planning would suddenly be terminated. A leg issue arose after examining CB, and upon hearing such news, Daisaku Chigira immediately decided on retirement for the racehorse. This put an end to the roller coaster of
That's a good owner right there.
director of the turf, trailblazing his junior and classic years, and tasting bitter defeat repeatedly in his senior years. A
Yeah.
Triple Crown winner would
That
nothing but to
sucks.
show but previous accolades. A horse, to the public, that was a former shell of what they once saw. Mr. CB's retirement ceremony was held on October 6, 1985 at the Tokyo Racecourse. It was a rainy day, a day that many saw reminiscent of the 1983 Satsuki show, the race which had been the beginning of Mr. CB's glory, a subtle yet profound reminder of the horse he once was. Having retired from racing, Mr. CB became a breeding stallion and was sent back to Hokkaido. He was
Should I?
welcomed to the Shadai Stallion
Yeah.
Station, which had already earned fame as Japan's largest production farm. At the time, Zenya Yoshida, the head of Shadai Farm, believed that domestic stallions alone were insufficient to produce strong horses. For Mr. CB, though, an exception was made.
Oh,
Seeing CB's
okay.
achievements, Yoshida allowed him entry. At the time, this was unprecedented treatment
Who's this?
for a Japanese bred
Wait, who's
horse
this?
at the shop
Oh, bricks and mortar. Oh, bricks and mortar. Giant's Causeway.
farm. Mr. CB's life as a stallion.
That's a good stallion right there.
He sired several graded stakes winners, but injuries and losses were also very frequent. Almost as if
Wait, what? I'm sorry. I forgot
the
bricks and mortar.
appeared smooth. He sired several graded stakes winners,
Okay.
but injuries and losses were also very
See, it's genetic, I guess. Yeah, it's genetic. Yeah, that's yeah. That's a hit on him being a stallion. The value, I mean.
frequent. Almost as if bound by fate, the offspring of CB and Rudolph would clash once more in 1991. Shako
Oh,
Grade, the runner-up for the 1991 Satsuki show, would be defeated by Tokai Teo,
oh.
the most famous colt sired by Symboli Rudolph. As Uma Musume does, a nod is given to this brief moment in history as well. In Season 2, Cedar Blade, the Uma Musume version of Shako Grade,
Wait, see, he has black hair. Actually, I kind of like it this way.
appears to greet Mr. CB before racing in the Tokyo
Dude, they
Uma Musume version of Shako Grade, appears to greet Mr. CB
It's just her, but her hair is in a side ponytail, man.
before racing in the Tokyo Yushun. For many promising offspring of CB, each began to fall one way or another. This reputation further damaged his appeal to potential buyers.
Yeah,
His stud fee was
that makes
high
sense.
due to his accomplishments. However, his offspring proved less than lackluster.
Yeah.
Slowly, interest began to decline, and Mr. CB produced no notable stallions following Shako Grade.
I wonder if he had like any like notable, like him being a dam sire would be cool though. But then again, like as a breeder, I would understand that. Oh, like he got hindered by hoof issues, and then seeing like the first few crops having health issues too. Like that would, yeah, that would be a turnoff. That would be a huge red flag.
Eventually, he retired from his stud duty and be returned to his birthplace of the Chigira farm. There, his dam, CB Queen, was waiting for him.
Aw.
Stable hands had prepared a stall for him right beside his mother's, an extremely rare case in
Wait. Yo, Pyrrhixz, how you do this, bro? This is so cool.
the racing world. Mother and son
Wait,
spending their
Pyrrhixz, I'm gonna pester you. I'm gonna DM you about stuff. I'm gonna ask you some stuff.
retirement in peace together. Farm personnel even reported that the two of them got along fairly well during retirement. Mr. CB would enjoy his retirement before passing away on December 15th in the year 2000.
Oh,
Almost sealed by fate, CB would pass away from laminitis.
wait, what?
Almost sealed by
Katsuragas has also died the same year, 2000. 5 months. Oh shit! Heart attack. Yeah.
fate, CB would pass away from laminitis, the same illness that took his sire,
Tosho boy.
Tosho Boy. CB Queen would be present until Mr. CB's final day, and 4 years later in 2004, she too would pass away at the ripe age of
21 is
51.
too young.
Mr. CB's grave is a humble, modest sight.
Wait, yo.
Chigira and other farm personnel did not treat Mr. CB as anything special. They simply saw Mr. CB as one of their family. Due to this, the Chigira farm chose not to turn CB's final resting place into a grand tourist attraction. The last thing they wanted was for his grave to be swarmed with CB fans.
Yeah,
This was the
that's...
final place for CB to rest after a long and fruitful career. And even today, Mr. CB's grave stands quietly in a place where the general public cannot easily enter without
Damn.
permission. 15 starts and 8 wins,
Dude, that is pretty good.
all while achieving the Triple Crown. A racehorse who, in 1986, was also inducted to the JRA
Hall of Fame.
a
Yep.
legacy cemented in the world of Japanese horse racing. In the years that followed, opinions on Mr. CB varied wildly. Kejiro Okawa, a horse racing commentator known as the god of horse racing, was
Oh
one
my
such
God.
person who held
What?
Mr. CB in such high regard. His evaluation of horses was extremely strict, and Okawa was very selective on horses who garnered his praise. When Mr. CB challenged Akika Show, Okawa stated the following: Mr. CB is the absolute favorite. Following the claiming of the Triple Crown, such a strict man as Okawa would describe Mr. CB highly. The outstanding riding of Masato Yoshinaga, who handled CB, who originally possessed qualities of a sprinter and led him to the Triple Crown. This is what should be evaluated.
Yeah.
Okawa didn't only recognize CB's strength, but also drew attention to the courage and technique of the jockey who had pushed Mr. CB throughout his career. A horse originally evaluated to be set as short or mile aptitudes.
Yeah.
A horse who was always destined for late starts. All these flaws were transformed into something incredible. And that was a result of Yoshinaga's choice to ride Mr.
Oh,
CB
man.
the way he did. The bold, risky style of abandoning the race's start to only surge in the final homestretch. These words of praise were harshly met with the comments of Yukio Okabe, who directly criticized Yoshinaga's approach.
Oh
With
man.
that style, you cannot win in modern
Oh,
racing.
that's harsh.
Wally Rudolph and Mr. CB were pure opposites, like oil and water.
This is the same guy that says, "Skinship is done with the palm with my right hand." Sometimes I'm not gonna finish this read.
The Symbolic camp, which adhered to a severe theory of winning, and the CB camp, which allowed for a dramatic style of running, romanticism embodied by Mr. CB, and rationalism embodied by Symbolic Rudolph. Shugoro Isaki, a horse racing commentator, compared these two and stated the following: when Symbolic Rudolph wins, no one cries. But when Mr. CB wins, everyone cries.
Oh.
Half of it is joy, and the
Oh.
other half is relief from being released from worry.
Oh.
It's just like a roller coaster. Rudolph's strength lacks excitement, but Mr. CB doesn't just make you excited. He nearly stops the hearts of those watching with his utterly eccentric race performance.
This coincides, this line here, Rudolph's strength lacks excitement. This coincides with my belief that if Side Games produces, like, you know, decides to focus on the stronger horses, right? Almond Eye, deep. I mean, not deep, but he's never gonna be umified. If they decide to do Rudolph, right? If they decide to do like the undefeated year of opera, right? Like that is not really exciting. I think for me, it's safe to say that like a really strong horse is just kind of boring because if they keep on winning every single time, right? You want challenges. You want them to earn, right? I mean, for the most part, Rudolph's career was insane until well, what some people say mismanagement by everybody connected to him afterwards.
Everything was different between these
You
two
want
Triple Crown
crazy
winners,
shit.
right down to their camps.
It's more exciting.
The Kagera family operated horse racing as a part of their family business with care, treating each horse as a member of their ever-growing family. The
Oh,
Simbali farm, on the other hand, reigned as a pioneer of owned breeders, thirsting to claim victories overseas.
it's kind of like that contrast is kind of like a Team Spica and Team what's that Regio or something? I can't remember in Pretty Derby.
Yatsuhisa Matsuyama, known as the Young Genius, allowed Yoshinaga to utilize his unique running style, fully putting his belief in Yoshinaga's intuition. Yuji Nohira, on the other hand, meticulously engineered Rudolph's tactics alongside Okabe's riding.
But then again, like they did tailor fit CB's or the jockey's like riding style to CB's quirks, right? Oh, he's bad at gates. Well, let's just hang back and just like barrel through everybody in the stretch, right? So yeah,
Masato Yoshinaga held true to his unique running style, sparking immense controversy. Yukio Okabe ruthlessly sought victory, arming himself with the latest racing tactics and theories. Comparing these two, people involved at the time, and their fans, left behind the following words: Rudolph the Epic, CB the Lyric. Even
damn.
with Okabe's harsh analysis on Mr. CB, one thing was clear to those who witnessed him race. Mr. CB possessed a romantic allure that captivated the audience, a thrilling spectacle that could never be achieved through modern rationalist racing philosophies which the Simbali camp so diligently pursued. This belief also translates to Uma Musume and Mr. CB's unique skill,
Oh,
lyricism at the journey's end. In
oh, okay.
addition, At the Journey's End is the title of a non-fiction book on horse racing, written by Shuji Terayama.
Yo,
Mr. CB's way of running
Oh.
could not help but inspire hope in those who witnessed him race. In the competitive world of horse racing, Mr. CB possessed a unique ability to make people feel such romance. For many, they believe that a story such as this couldn't be spun by modern rationalist practices of the Simbali farm. This was something only Mr. CB could invoke from the audience.
Wait, but I want to see what's in that.
The symbolic CB's
What is this? Hidden meaning behind the skill name. Mr. CB's lyricism at the end of the journey. Epic. Oh, okay. 83 and 3. Needless to say, these are Easter eggs referring to the Triple Crown. Oh. Mr. CB's room. That's Tosho Boy and that's Mom. That's CB Queen and Tosho Boy, man. CB does not live in a dormitory and lives alone. In a certain event, she guides you to her residence, where you can see a background graphic prepared exclusively for her home. Very rare occurrence. Ooh. What is this? Non-fiction, End of the Journey. Shuji Terayama. Oh. Ow, my neck. Oh, okay. But who's this? This is young CB, right? Probably young. Dude, I need her now. I can't have her in my freaking JP account because I don't have carrots there. Man, can you? Okay, we have Tosho Boy and we have CB Queen and Uma Musume. That's cool. That's cool.
unique skill, Yama, race, to make people feel such romance. For many, they believe that a story such as this couldn't be spun by modern rationalist practices of the Simbali farm. This was something only Mr. CB could invoke from the audience. This common belief is the reason many continue to love Mr. CB even long after his passing. A horse who defied all odds, the child of Tosho Boy, who truly showed Japan a classic year they never forget. Shuji Terayama, a man so devoted to racing that he staked his own life, summarized this feeling beautifully. It is not that horse racing resembles life, it is that life resembles horse racing.
Damn,
With CB's
that's
passing,
deep.
a golden era had come to an end. Perhaps never again will a horse appear who brings such unrestrained, outrageous dreams. Shortly after CB's retirement in 1985,
Ramonu.
Meguro Ramonu would claim the first Philly Triple Crown in 1986. That very same year, Simbali Rudolph would claim their 7th major title and retire shortly after. Legacies born only years apart and retired shortly after.
Dude, that's insane. That stretch is insane. If you think
Thus
about it.
came an end to the golden era that had produced 3 Triple Crown horses. People didn't have to wait long for another legend.
Yo, he is teasing us.
To be created.
He is teasing
The following
us.
year was 1987, and with the start of this year, the quiet footsteps of a monster began to echo through.
I am having,
this time,
as under the weather as I am right now.
of Kasumatsu.
Woo! Woo! Boss man just teased us. Oh my goodness.
Did you enjoy this video? And what was your
Yeah,
favorite
very
part?
much.
Be sure to let me know in the comments section down below. Till next time, take it easy, everyone. And I'll see you all in the next video.
Bro, by the way, I am so sorry. My nose is like really clogged up now. I think I haven't really I gotta check when I edit this. I really haven't talked as much because I either am blowing my nose or I'm sneezing. So I'm very, very sorry that, you know, I haven't really yapped too much, but holy shit. This is good. This is after Pyrrhixz said to me that, oh, there's a huge chunk that's missing. Like, dude, it's okay. It's like this is a perfect well, yeah. I would say perfect because yeah, it is incomplete as you said, but it's a damn good video, man. This is so good. Oh, you dude, you don't. Just the packaging of everything, the graphics, like it's so worth it to wait all these months for this to drop. And I hope everybody else that watches this enjoys and appreciates this because, like, Pyrrhixz is one of the best when it comes to this, right? I'm gonna beat myself. I need to. Now you know what? Whatever. I'm not gonna blow my nose. But, dude, the amount of work, especially this, like custom graphics, like this is, dude. I gotta up my game because I'm planning to do shit that's not just reactions, man. But this is very motivating too. This is just so good. Like, and there's no boring moments too. The thing about this is like, if you're going to react to this, you need to catch yourself just not speaking because like it carries you away. The writing, dude. Everything. This is how you do a video. And it doesn't matter how long it is. This could be like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 47 minutes. This could be an hour and a half. It's not going to be boring. I have yet, even the older Pyrrhixz videos, they are not boring. They're long, sure, but they're, because sometimes some people kind of tend to get caught in the romance of writing and making things great or making things, you know, flowery and stuff, and sometimes that's, you know, that's not the right call. Pyrrhixz knows how to balance everything out, in my opinion, and I can glaze him all day, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna make this video. This is almost an hour 30 minutes, so I'm not gonna do that. Guys, The Fading Glory. This is Mr. CB's story part 2 by the amazing Pyrrhixz. If you haven't yet, do like, comment, subscribe, all those things to him. Watch part 1 again before watching this, because that would be better, in my opinion. Right? It would be a great watch. And there's just a emergency alert. Sorry about that. Yeah, I am not taking that out of the video. I'll see you in the next one.